Hey everyone, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm doing quite a unique reading actually. It's one of my first ones of this sort. It is the Pink Supermoon reading. And I'm going to be doing it in relation to each sign, but grouping them together. So for this set of videos rolled into one, I'm going to be doing the air signs next, okay? Seeing as we have a full moon currently in the sign of Libra. So just to let you know, I will be laying out a unique spread using the Dark Mirror Oracle deck, the Work Your Light Oracle deck, the Moonology Oracle deck, and the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. Okay. So let's see. So to begin with, I'm going to start with the sign of Aquarius. Yes, let's go logical with it. So yeah, start with the sign of Aquarius. So let's see, Aquarius, what is it that you are releasing? What is it that your shadow self is revealing at this time in order to be released, healed, right? At the time of the full moon. And not just any full moon, it's the pink supermoon, which is one of the most powerful that we're going to have this year. Okay. That's a lot. Let's see if we can get just one or two. There we go. Okay. So you got peaceful amongst thorns. Okay. So peaceful among thorns. So this is talking about being in a space of contemplation, to the point where you're kind of becoming a bit stagnant in this energy, right? That you've been sitting back on your laurels for maybe too long and not taking action, right? Because you feel like, if I can just breathe and just keep existing more or less, then things will be fine, things will just move forward, it will just figure itself out. I don't have to take action here. No, I don't want to take action here, so I'm just going to wait for things to blow over. I'm just going to wait for things to just move by themselves, right? Which is kind of like a bit of a self-deception kind of energy coming through here, because you need to take action, okay? I just want to pull one more card in relation to that to see what else is linked to this energy, because there is something behind that. There is a reason why you're not choosing to move forward. There is something that's blocking you. Okay, you got the child I was meant to be, okay? So this is it, your inner child needs healing, and I think you're aware of that. There is some trauma maybe from your past that needs healing still, that needs addressing. So you're trying to protect this energy, you know, this part of yourself that desperately needs healing. You're trying to protect it, and that's why you're reluctant to take any action in a specific area of your life, because you're afraid of how this is going to impact that part of yourself, right? Because I feel like you're trying to protect it at all costs, essentially. Okay, so let's have a look in regards to the energies you're moving towards. So this is what you're coming out of, okay? You're coming out of your shell and you're realizing that you can't keep yourself in a bubble forever, that it's not going to serve you in the long run. That, you know, you have to take calculated risks, you know? That's kind of the, you know, the game that is life, essentially, you know. There's certain calculated risks you have to take, otherwise you stop living. And I feel like for a little while you've stopped living. Okay, interesting. So in regards to the energies you're moving towards, Aquarius, you have Star Mother, okay? And it says, how can you mother yourself? So you see how this is perfect in regards to this energy. The child is meant to be, and Star Mother. So it's asking for that divine feminine aspect of yourself to come in and provide that nurturing, that support, you know, that healing energy for your inner child, okay? So this is one part of yourself, I would say your higher self, coming in and really doing the work to heal the inner child and to show that it's protected, it's cared for, it's loved. right? So that part of yourself can be healed and can be released and be allowed to roam free, okay? That it's not being suppressed or held back in order to protect it. You can allow that part of yourself to come to the surface and really enjoy life again, you know, be playful, be passionate, love freely, right? Without walls, you know, being held up all the time. And next you have protection, call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. Okay, so this is really important, especially, as I said, if you're dealing with past traumas and you're trying to heal that, particularly if you suffer with PTSD or complex PTSD, right? You may have felt that certain parts of yourself was even fragmented through these circumstances that you had to navigate at a young age. You may feel like you know, people that were involved in that situation, or the people that harmed you or wronged you in some way, took a little bit of your power with each, you know, issue you had to contend with, right? So you're now being asked to draw that back, to call back those pieces of yourself that you feel are missing, to call back the energy and the power that you gave, you know, unknowingly to these individuals, right? And calling it back within. And that's what you're being asked to do in order to protect yourself. So it's saying essentially that you don't have to shut yourself down. You don't have to hide away in your, you know, little shell, right? In order to protect the inner child, what you need to do is nurture it, to show it love, to allow it to be free and to express itself, and then call protection, you know, from your higher self to protect you. The ascended masters, the divine guides, right? Your spirit guides, the source, you know, the universe, whoever you connect with, you know, call upon them to help you create that support and that protection around yourself, you know, in terms of your physical reality and obviously the astral as well, right? So you're protected on all fronts. You're being asked to ask for protection, essentially. Okay, especially while you do that deep healing work, okay? Because you're going to be opening up and you're going to be more susceptible to spiritual attack. However, if you call this protection in, you'll be protected while you do that work, because it's essential that you don't hold it off out of that fear of being attacked. You need to open yourself up, okay? That's really important. So you need to make sure you have that protection in place while you do the work, okay? So let's have a look in regards to the Moonology deck then. What is it that the moon, the full moon, the super moon is revealing at this time? What is it that its energies are drawing from this to be resolved? Okay, and I'll just get the second card. Okay, interesting. So, Aquarius, you have your commitment is being tested, first quarter moon. Interesting. So there might be something in relation to this. I mean, it may feel like, you know, because you have been putting, I feel like you have been putting a lot of work in yourself into healing, right? That's why you're in this energy of not wanting to budge from where you currently are, because you've already felt like you've put so much work into yourself and you're afraid of having to go back to zero, right? Undoing everything that's been done to get you to this point. But it's like, okay, so you've learned some things, you've grown, you've healed some aspects of yourself, but now there is a situation I feel like that's going to come up that's going to potentially test that, right? Your commitment is being tested. So your commitment to your healing, to your development, is going to be tested in some way. So I feel like there is a situation from the past that's linked to this trauma or this deep-rooted pain that you're carrying, that's going to come to the surface. It might be triggered by the presence of someone you haven't seen in a long time, or just a situation that arises that's been dormant for a very long time, and that is going to test how you react to it, you know, whether you're going to run away and retreat, or if you're going to protect yourself, call in that protection and keep working on yourself while you act accordingly and do what you need to do in order to resolve the issue or resolve what needs to be done from your side, you know, in order to protect your space as well, to protect your energy also. And then in regards to what it is you're moving towards, okay, you have a time for healing, okay, the balsamic moon. So yeah, I feel like you may already be going through a situation where you feel like that's being tested, that your commitment to your well-being, to getting yourself where you want to be, to nurturing this healing, that situations come up that's kind of rocked the boat a little bit as of late. And now you're just trying to pull back into this energy of healing yourself, you know, because you know that it's, you know how progress is. It's not linear, you know, it's kind of like this and all over the place, right? You know that. So you're trying to, you might have had a bit of a wobbly moment, but you're trying to stabilize yourself and keep moving forward, I feel. And that's exactly what you need to do. You just need to keep moving forward. Know that you're being protected, that you're being guided, that you can call in further protection when you need it. And that you are more powerful than you realize. That's the thing, you know. That's why you're being asked to call back those pieces of yourself, you know, of your energy, right? Of your soul even, that are fragmented, that have been taken, you know, by the actions and energy ties that you have with other people, right? So you're being asked to call that in and to help protect you further. Okay, so you're actually way more powerful than you realize, especially when it comes to your psychic capabilities. Okay, you might be thinking, how do I do that? There's a number of ways you can approach that, and I'll probably do a video on that at some point as well. But either way, I feel like, you know, you need to be aware that you have more power than you think, and that you are capable of doing all of this and more. Okay. So just know that. Alright, I'm just going to go into the tarot quickly for you, and then we'll move on. Alright. So you have the Fool in reverse. So this is it, like, you're not going to have to start from the beginning by coming out of your shell and taking action where it's needed. You know, that's not going to force you back into the same cycle. The situation is arising to show you that you have what it takes, that you've learned, that you've recuperated, that you've healed, and that you're still doing that work. And that now you're in a better place to deal with these energies, to deal with these people, these situations, and that you can triumph over it. That's why it's coming about, not to bring you back to square one again, right? You have the Two of Swords next, okay, air energy. So this is your energy, Aquarius, okay? It's being aware that you have the decision to make, okay? The decision is yours, how this goes. You can either retreat or you can stand your ground and protect yourself, right? And move forward. That's the two choices that you have within this circumstance. And only you know how this applies to your situation, if it does, right? In regards to the next card, you have the Hierophant in reverse, so Taurus energy. You may be getting communication, or you may have someone that's trying to communicate through a means that's less than savory, put it that way. So that's why the protection might be very important right now, because someone knows that someone may know that you're not easy to reach, right? So they might try and use underhanded tactics to reach you, because they know that they're not going to get the support, the help from the universe in order to do it. So they're going to find another way. They're going to find a sketchier way, for a lack of a better word, to try and reach you. So just be aware of that, and that's why it's important to protect yourself. However, as I said, you are being protected, and you will be able to protect yourself from whatever channel this person uses to try and reach out to you. And then finally you have the Nine of Wands in reverse. So yeah, I mean, you have nothing to worry about, essentially. Like, yes, you have been through it, but things are changing, okay? you're not having to go through the same trials over and over, as I said. You know, you are being brought to a space where you can enter a new cycle and you can finally close the door on this circumstance for good, right? So you can move on. And I feel like that's, once you get to that point, it's going to change everything for you, okay? So don't dwell on what it is that you feel like has happened, because you are moving in towards a completely new space. It's just that obviously this had to come up, this situation had to arise in order for you to actually close the door on it for good this time, okay? So I hope that helped. If you found this interesting or useful or insightful, do leave a comment and let me know what you think, because like I said, it's a new type of read that I haven't quite done in this format before. So yeah, I'm curious to see how you feel about it. So let me know, and yeah, I will speak to you guys soon. Okay, this reading is now for the sign of Gemini. So Gemini, what is the shadow side revealing at this time for healing? Okay, so you have blinded to pain. Interesting. And you also have black flower fragrance. I always get tongue-tied with this one. But yeah, that's an interesting combination. So bear in mind, this is the energies that are being purged, that are being released around this time. It's what's coming up for you, right? So I feel like with this combination, let's start with this. I feel like you kind of had a lot to contend with in recent times. You've been through a hell of a lot, Gemini. A lot of pain, a lot of emotional conflict, turmoil. I feel like your heart space, your heart chakra took a massive hit, and you've been just trying to patch yourself up ever since, pretty much. But I feel like maybe the vices that you are leaning towards, or the way in which you're trying to heal your heart space, are not anything that's going to help you in the long run, right? It's temporary. It's just patching the wound, but it's dressings that are going to get infected, or they're just going to fall off, right? Kind of like how these flies are stuck to the wounds, right? It's not going to help you heal properly, is what I'm feeling. So I think you're kind of coming to awareness. It's coming to your awareness where you may be relying on certain vices, or taking a certain way to approach your healing that's actually not going to help you in the long run, that's not really getting you to where you want to be, right? And with this card, the black flower fragrance, I feel like you're aware of the part of your heart that got broken, right? I think you're very, very much aware, and you're scared, I think, that you're not going to find a way to heal it properly. You know, you're not going to be able to be whole and complete again, that you can offer, you know, your heart from this really, you know, emotionally grounded, healed, high vibing energy, right? That you're afraid that, in fact, when you next try and give your heart to someone, or should I say invite them into your heart space. I don't really like saying give your heart away, because that's not what you're doing. You're inviting them in. And I feel like, you know, when you try to share that love, and when you try to invite them into your sacred space, and create that soul connection, I think you're afraid that they're just going to see the fragmented parts of yourself, the darkened parts, and that's going to, you know, ultimately lead to your rejection. I think that's what you're afraid of. So you're trying so hard to just conceal, but also micromanage the parts of yourself that you feel are broken, so they don't spill over. You know, you're trying to hide certain aspects of how you're truly feeling around maybe someone that you really want to start something new with, or someone that you have a profound connection with that you're trying to make sense of, right? So that's what I'm getting for you. Or it could be just in general, you know, if there's a chance that you're going to meet someone new, or, you know, you can apply if you already have someone. So just take it however it resonates. But again, this is what you're moving away from. So I think you're coming to realize that that's not the case, right? So in regards to the energies you're moving towards, you have leap. You go first. The universe will catch you, right? So that's really powerful. It's saying, listen, I know you've been through a lot. I know you're scared to let someone in again because of how hurt you are, and because you're afraid of the consequences and being broken down again. And you're afraid that they'll see the scars that you have. But it's fine. You know, I got your back. I got you. Just take the plunge, you know. You're not going to fall. I'm going to catch you is what the universe is saying. It literally says the universe will catch you. That's what it's saying. Take the leap of faith and I will not let you down. And next you have warrior woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? Okay, so don't worry about the gender. I mean, this is just the energy, but you can apply this even if you're a male, you know, or non-binary. Either way, I feel like what is being communicated here is that, yeah, literally this, like, you know, you're being called to do something, okay, to stand your ground, to stand up for something that you believe in, okay? And the universe needs that energy right now. It needs everyone to come into a space where they truly align themselves with their true will, their soul calling, their life path, their journey, right? Their ambitions, their true will, as well as the will of the universe, right? They have to come into harmony as one, right? So that's the thing. You're being brought into this awareness of what your true north is, where your path lies, what it is that you are moving towards in order to fulfill a purpose, right? In your own life and in the grand scheme of things, right? Everyone has their part to play, no matter how small it seems. It all contributes, right? So that's it. That's where you're coming into the awareness of that actually you're stronger than you think, and people are going to see that strength, and maybe that's where your purpose lies, in not trying to hide what you've been through and how you're feeling, but actually opening up and sharing, you know, your journey so you can inspire others, so you can help others in that process, and show that actually it takes a lot of strength and courage to stand up and be completely honest and lay yourself bare, right? In order to support others through their journey. So there you go. You might be asked to step into a more of a mentor or a leadership kind of role, right? So yeah, see how that applies to you, okay? If it does resonate with your situation. So let's have a look now in regards to the Moonology deck. Interesting. So in regards to the shadow aspects that you're moving away from, that's being purged, you have show the world the real you, full moon in Aquarius. Interesting. I just did Aquarius's reading. But yeah, this is what's coming up in regards to the full moon. Show the world the real you. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Not worrying about the cracks or the parts of you that you feel is wounded or is, you know, not perfect being seen. No, show it. Because you're going to inspire others to be their authentic self. You're going to inspire others to own their journey, to own their story, and know that it's what makes them them, you know, and that it doesn't make them any less than. It makes them a rich being, right? That's the whole point of us being here. Our stories are individual, and they're beautiful as a result of it, right? No matter how ugly things get at any one point. You know, they're our stories. We have to own it, right? And that's the point here. You are someone who's supposed to be in the spotlight to show that, right? That yes, it's okay to have been through stuff. It's okay to not feel at your best. It's okay to be dealing with this, and this, right? Because it's not it's not personal to you only. We all go through it in our own ways. We have different experiences with different things. You know, and that's okay. You're not alone. There's someone else that understands. You know, so you need to kind of be that person who inspires them, right? That's what you're being pulled into, I feel. And I feel like you want to be that person. That's the thing. It's not something that's just being forced upon you. I think you like the idea of helping people in that way, you know, by leading an example. So there's nothing to be afraid of here. And then you have faith in your dreams, waxing crescent moon, right? This is beautiful. I love this card, but look at the energy here. It's so light with this, you know. Have faith in your dreams, right? Believe you can do it. Take the leap of faith. Have faith, right? It doesn't get any clearer than that, you know. You have what it takes. You can do it. Whatever it is that you want most, go for it. The universe is guiding you towards it anyway, you know. Take the initiative. Be the leader, right? Okay, so now let's have a quick look at the tarot reading. Okay. And the last card. Okay. So, first you have the World card in reverse. So, yeah, this is helping you to close the chapter, right? To step back into your power, to understand how you can be a positive influence, right? And not knowing just how much you can affect somebody's life, right? You don't realize how much of an impact your story can have on people out there, right? People you don't even know. And you won't know that unless you're willing to step up, you know, take your moment on the stage, be in the spotlight, and communicate what it is you know that needs to be said, right? There is something that you feel like needs to be shared, that needs to be discussed, because it's important. And you know that this story or this information will benefit people. And then next you have the Tower in reverse. So yeah, using what was, you know, a catastrophic event for you, whatever this Tower moment was that brought you down, use it to build yourself up, to build yourself back up on more solid and, yeah, just generally more solid ground, right? That can be the thing you thought was going to break you down, could be the very thing that takes you to new places. So just be aware of that. Next we have the Four of Cups. So this is water energy. This is talking about emotional balance, right? It's talking about emotional yeah, it's talking about emotional fulfillment, but it's also talking about emotional wellness, emotional grounding, right? And this is what you're being moved towards, a space where you can communicate and reach those on an emotional level who may be not feeling as stable as they should or they hoped they would. People who need that reassurance, that need to know that someone out there gets it. They need that sympathy. They need someone who's empathetic, right? Because that was something that you needed when you were going through the worst of it. And maybe you did have that support, or maybe you didn't. And that's why you feel compelled to also step into that kind of role, right? And then finally you have the the Hermit in reverse. So Virgo energy, okay? So Earth energy. Yeah, I mean, this is it. This is you coming out of your shell. You're done retreating, okay? You've done hell of a lot of work on yourself, I feel like. And there is a ways to go. There is some things that still need looking at, because as I said, you know, you're kind of just putting temporary patches in certain parts of yourself, and that's not quite the best way to deal with it, because you're still going to have to revisit those things because they're not being fully addressed and healed properly. So that's what needs to happen. But I feel like you coming out and stepping into your truth, owning your story, being completely authentic, right? And having faith that you can still pursue your dreams while sharing your story and being completely honest, you know, that's what's going to help you to like really come out of this space and see just how powerful that can be, right? So yeah, Gemini, I hope this helps. If you like this format, I mean, it's a totally new style of reading for me, pretty much. It's the first of its kind on this channel. So yeah, do let me know what your thoughts are. If you found this useful, if you found it insightful, do let me know, because I can take that into account for future readings, okay? So I hope this helped. Okay, next I'm going to go into Libra's reading. Okay, so full moon in your sign, Libra. So this is going to be really, really intense for you, particularly if you feel like, you know, you've been out of sorts as such, especially if you feel like your emotions have been running high, things have been very turbulent, you may be very confused and in your head as of late, things are not as clear as they usually are. But I feel like this energy is going to really help to bring things into perspective, okay? You're going to see why you've been feeling that way. Everything's going to be much clearer, okay? And then coming out of this energy, then with that in mind and knowing and being able to see things clearly and understand how it got to this point, as we come out of this full moon energy, you're going to feel more grounded. You're going to feel more like yourself again, okay? That you feel more peaceful, that you feel less stressed, and that you know you've got things under control, okay? So there's no need to worry. I'm just feeling like you're going to move back into your old state, usual state of being, right? In a positive way, okay? So let's have a look at what you're purging at this time in regards to all that then. What is it that your shadow's revealing? Okay then, like just came flying out. Okay, so you got the artificial hearts card. Someone else got this. I think it might have been Aries. Anyway, and you also have the bride in the cage card. Initially, you might have taken a little bit more of a materialistic approach to a certain situation. You may be more concerned about your finances looking good, you know, feeling like you got your shit down on the material sense. And because you were kind of done with any emotional baggage that you may be dragging from the past or dealing with currently, you kind of switched your emotions off a little bit. You may be like, or trying to, you know, keep your heart guarded behind a cage, right? Because you feel like, oh, you know, it's not worth me getting so distraught over this situation. So, you know, I'm just gonna guard myself. I'm just gonna literally, like, I feel like that's your heart, you know, in the cage pretty much. And yeah, and as such, you may be more focused on the material aspects of your life. But again, that's, you know, that's not something that's necessarily going to fulfill you in the long run, I think. While, yes, you do like having nice things, you do like knowing that, you know, you got your money in order. Yes, you want to make sure that life is comfortable for you. I feel like at the same time, you are hoping that this situation is resolved and that, you know, things will be exactly as you envision them to be, right? It's not that you think that there will be a set way and there's no other way. It's nothing like that. I don't see you deluding yourself here in that way. I just think that you may be, excuse me, you may be holding on to, a dream that's not that dream's unrealistic, but the way in which you present it in your mind to yourself. I hope that makes sense, right? There's some aspects about it that's not realistic because you're not taking into account other people that are involved in the situation and how they would approach it and how they see it and what they want, right? So you just need to be aware of that. And also that, you know, you are emotionally tied to the situation, so you can pretend that you're not all you like. But the fact is you are emotionally invested in whatever the situation is that's playing out for you, okay? So let's have a look in regards to what it is that you're moving towards. Okay, that's helpful. Gosh. What is it that Libra is moving towards? Thank you. All right. So, that's too much going on in there. I'm going to take the first two because those are the ones that popped up. So you have the Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. Wow. So you're an old soul, Libra. If this reading applies to you, you've been around for some time. This is not your first rodeo, and that's probably why you're kind of a bit tired of the bullshit, because you're like, man, I've been around the block so many times. Like, I just want the legit thing, and I want things to be, you know, a set way, because you've been through so many circumstances, and not just in this life but in previous lifetimes. So you're aware of how good things can be when things are aligned and coming from the high, you know, a high frequency, right? So that's what you're looking for, and you're not willing to settle for less than that, which is understandable. You know, you shouldn't do, because you have so much inner light within you. You see things from such a different perspective because of this knowledge that you've carried over. So I understand where that's coming from, for sure. And you shouldn't you know, you shouldn't push aside your boundaries, and you shouldn't there's certain things you shouldn't compromise on. There's some things we have to compromise on, there's certain things you shouldn't, and I think you're aware of that, which is good. And next you have take a break, a life's work, not a season, get off the treadmill. Okay, so you're being asked at this time to take this moment of pause as your opportunity to have some downtime from this energy, right? Because it may have been really driving you nuts actually lately, that things are not moving forward, you know, that you feel stuck, things are stagnant, things are like far from what you hoped, so you're having to like kind of shut down a little bit. But rather than closing yourself off and feeling like you have to be cold and distant, just take this as an opportunity for respite, to take care of yourself, right? So you don't have to shut down and be cold and distant and pretend that you don't feel anything, but actually just invest into yourself, right? So that's what I'm getting with that. Okay, so let's have a look in regards to the Moonology deck. What is it that the full moon is energizing at this time? What is the key energies in regards to what you're moving away from and what you're moving towards? I can't believe how much this card's come up in these readings. It's ridiculous. And this one came up before as well in one reading. Okay, so in regards to what you're releasing, you have the answers are coming. Okay, so the answers you need are coming, and it's full moon in Gemini, I believe. Yes, that's correct. So this is crazy. This has come up so many times in these readings. So everyone's looking for these answers, but the universe is like, they're coming. You know, why are you worried? They're coming. You know, you're going to realize it, or it's going to become very clear very, very soon. Okay, so whatever is making you be in this situation where you feel like you have to close off, you're going to understand why the circumstances have played out how they have. Or you're going to understand why if there's a specific person or people involved, why they've been behaving or doing or saying what they have been saying, and why you know, why you needed to learn certain lessons, why you had to be showing the importance of your boundaries, of knowing when to be flexible and when to stand your ground, right? And then in regards to what it is you're moving towards, you have balance, spirituality and practicality, full moon in Pisces. Okay, so yeah, this full moon is going to be intense for you, you know, because you're having to surrender, but you're also having to take action at the same time. So as I said, knowing what to budge on and knowing where to stand firm. Okay, knowing where to trust your intuition and allow the universe to work for you, and when to take certain steps to take care of yourself also. Things that you know that will help you in regards to your self-care, in regards to clearing your energy, in terms of, you know, regaining your energy and your strength, you know, resting enough, sleeping enough, eating well, that sort of thing, okay? So finding the balance there. Okay, and now let's have a look in regards to the tarot. It's crazy how that's spun around so many times. Wow, okay, maybe that's why. We'll get to that. Alright, so the first card you got was the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So you're on the cusp of something closing out. I think, yeah, you really are moving away from this energy of feeling like you're having to emotionally disengage. It's not making you happy. It's not how you want to be. You want to be allowing, you want to be in a space where you can feel good, that you're happy, that you can express yourself how you want to, no matter how goofy it might come across, or how kind of mushy it may be, or whatever, however it comes across. You don't care, you just want to be able to express yourself, and you want to feel energized, you want to feel good, like life is moving forward, right? And you're not stagnant and stuck and just waiting for things to change, right? And next you have the 10 of Wands. So this is what I'm talking about. This is like, all sorts of obstacles and scenarios and situations and toxic people just being closed out of your life. And I feel like that's what you're hoping for more than anything, that just certain situations and certain connections are just, brought to an end so that you can move forward, so you can just have that space to breathe and really take care of yourself on all levels, right? And I think you want something new also. So you want a change in this situation. You want a change of atmosphere, a change of mood as well, right? So next you have the Six of Swords in reverse. So you've had earth energy, fire energy, and now air energy, your energy here. So yeah, I think that now is not the time to think about your next move, right? In terms of like, okay, I need to do this, then go there and be here, then do that and see them. And now is not a good time to do that, especially with everything that's going on right now. It's like, okay, rather than worrying about using those distractions like I normally do, I'm going to have to take a moment for myself. I'm going to have to use this time to just have some downtime and take care of myself, and not keep my mind so overactive, but actually take time to pause, to reflect, and then do the steps that it's required, take those actions that's going to help me come into a more balanced state of mind, right? So I'm not closed off emotionally, but my emotions are not running amok either. And then finally you have the Sun of Pentacles, so earth energy here. This is the Knight of Pentacles. So progress takes time. You're willing to take the steps, and that it's not going to happen overnight, but you just want to see movement, I feel like. You just want to know that these foundations are being laid brick by brick. You just want to see some progress, right? And I feel like you will. You really will. Once you come out of this space of feeling like, it's better to just be shut off, because it's not better to be shut off, and it's not really what you want. So if you just let that go and just focus on being in the present and just embracing the high aspects of yourself, embracing the art of just being, and allowing that nurturing and guiding energy to come through and really steer you back on track, then when you come out of this respite, you'll be ready to go. You'll be exactly where you need to be, and you'll start to see your situation really change quite dramatically. Okay, so I hope this helps anyway, Libra. It's a totally different style of reading for you. All of these particular full moon readings are. So I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments. If you really like this style of reading, do let me know, and I'll keep that in mind for future readings. But I just want to say to all of the air signs that have been watching this video, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already, please do, as I have many more videos on the way for you. And I really hope that you use this supermoon energy to really help you release these negative aspects, to release these burdens, and really move you towards the higher ascendant energies that's going to help you on your path, and to help you realize that you are being supported, protected, loved, guided, and that you are on your journey, you're on your way. So for now, take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.